We make the streams louder.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another MentorRupted Monday. We do have a decent amount of pairs to cover, so we're just gonna have to go ahead and hop into those. So far we're gonna start off here on the Aussie Yen. I'm gonna be looking at the 4-hour chart here, more of a long-term trade, kind of, not really. So one thing I'm really kind of interested in is what I found is a falling wedge. Alright, but now this move is moving down, but I'm actually bullish. I'm looking for price because originally I've been watching this wedge since it came down here and kind of held out here and held. So originally I'm actually looking to be bullish. I'm looking for price to move back up away from this support, this lower wedge here, or trend line. Looking for it to move up off there, but now usually I would look for price to come back up to this upper trend line, but really I'm kind of looking more at this key resistance up here. You know, very respected over here if you look to your left, and then it kind of worked as like a little pivot point through here for a little while. So ultimately here on Aussie Yen, I'm looking for a move to the upside. You know, we already took off. I already was bullish since down here, but even from here, even where price is at now, we're still looking at about, I'll just round it to a 50 pip move. So that's what I'm looking for on Aussie Yen. Let's go ahead and hop over to, since we're next to it, our Aussie dollar. So believe I'm still on the 1 hour. This move might have happened already. I was looking at a triangle, somewhat like so. Yeah, this already happened. What I was looking for, since we are on the 1 hour, I mean, I've been looking at this for some time now, was price to come back down off of this upper trend line, which it has done. I mean, let's see what, there's maybe a couple pips left out of this. Obviously, I wouldn't trade that. By the way, MentorRupted Mondays is not trades by any means. It is not my M1 SRI trading strategy. This is just a little bit of kind of price action, see where things are. More or less kind of price predictions, but never gonna tell you guys to trade and stuff because I can't. It's not fair to my students who are in MentorRupted and learn my strategy. So let's keep an eye on this pair actually. But you know, if we really want to, we can kind of be interested kind of through here. Seems like a nice little, I wouldn't call it a main support, but it is definitely a price of interest here. So I mean, we could move down another 12 pips, but that's just my prediction. So I'm bullish on Aussie Yen, but I'm bearish on Aussie dollar. I'm kind of crossing myself there so see how that works out. I have written down here, I was looking at Franc Yen as well. Where's that at? Here we are, right next door. Alright. So I believe this was a channel down, if I can remember. I was also on the 4 hour. I'm a little more long term this week. Let's go ahead and take a look. See if we can't get something through here. I can do this two ways. Let's try the first one. Not really a fan of that. Not as cleaned up as I would like it to be. Let's go ahead. Maybe so. Just trying to clean this up because, you know, in my eyes, this was what I call, it's called a channel down. But this move seemed to have happened. You know, we could maybe see if we're going to break this upper trend line, make our way back up to this current resistance past support in a way. Even if we do, we're still looking at about a 60 pip move. So bullish on Franc Yen. Not much to it really. You find these channels, find these patterns from prices, you know, find your key support and resistance levels and kind of hop in there and make your prediction. But just again, this is not my strategy, by the way. This is just price predictions. Alright, so next up on my list I had, looks like Euro Franc. Let's go ahead over there. Alright, this was also on the 4 hour. I was bearish on this pair actually, and it was just a
incoming mail.
Whoa, descending triangle. Let's see if kind of like so. In a way like here, what I'm really looking for is move to the downside here. To be honest, when I was looking at this pair, we were over here. This was more of a cleaned up triangle, and we had made this move to the downside here about 30 pips or so. I don't want to get cocky, but just for fun, let's make a random prediction here. Let's just continue this. Let's make a bigger version of this triangle. But before you were looking at a decent percent of it actually happening, but now let's see, what are we on the 4-hour chart? I'll give it 7 hours to make its way down. If it doesn't, whatever, I was wrong. It's the market. You're not gonna be correct every single time. So let's go ahead and take a look here. I'm looking at some support and resistance levels through here now. Obviously, this lower trend line is already on a key support down here. Our upper, we kind of came back into. We're kind of coming back into. We are a nice little resistance up here, past support. Where I'm looking for price to go would be back down, but here's the thing, kind of strong through here. So ultimately, maybe we could look for to hold underneath this trend line and then break back below. I wouldn't call this resistance, but it's definitely going to affect how price gets in and out of that area there. So let's keep an eye on this, but I'm bearish on this pair. So let's keep an eye there. See what's up next on my list was Euro Yen. Alright, now I was actually bullish on this pair, but I believe this had happened already. Let me go over to my 4-hour chart. Yeah, this was the move I was looking for. This was also a channel down. Originally, we were looking here. This is what the channel originally looked like. I'll go up. There we go. Originally it looks something like that. I could clean it up later. I mean, it is going to bother me. But ultimately I was looking for that price to come back up off this lower trend line and make its way back up into this key resistance past support right here, which is exactly what it's done. So do apologize there. I'm not going to make a prediction here right now. We'll come back to that next Monday, see where we're at. Let's see what else is on my list here. Pound USD. I think that's all the way back up front here. There we are. Let's head on over to our 1 hour, not 4 hour, but it's okay. Yeah, see, this move happened too. I need to get into this more early for you guys. This is very... Yeah, I'm not even going to mark it. There was originally a pendant, and I was looking for the move to the upside, which had already happened here, so I apologize on that one. Next up on my list was NZD-JPY. I think we're back down here. Oh, here we are. 4 hour again. More of a looking for these longer term moves. I was bullish here, and obviously that move had happened already as well. But let's go ahead and continue. See what we can get out of this. A little channel down here. Placement reasoning, I guess you could say, for this channel down. This lower trend line here, it kind of holds as a key support all the way down. Tried breaking it here, came back in, but it was also a past resistance before we broke it. So right there, that's a beautiful line for me, or trend line to be correct. Now when it comes to setting up our channel, originally I was looking at a longer move like this, but in the shorter term, I was kind of looking here, but we'll go ahead and leave the big channel open. So let me clean this up. Alright, so originally, we do have a channel down, but I'm bullish. I'm looking for price to come back up to the upper trend line. Alright, so I mean, even halfway done with the move, we could look for, well, let's take a look at our support areas or resistances. This could be a key resistance through here. I'm actually going to place it up here. So I'm looking for price to make its way back on up. about, I'll round it 70 pips up to upside about the 81,843 level. So keep an eye out there. Let's see, NZD Wow, I got NZD USD on my list also. We got a very long list this week. All right. Now look at that. That's my M1 SRI. You can't see that. What did I say? NZD USD. All right, this is bullish move as well. Also on the 4 hour. I keep changing it from the 1 hour because those who do know, my strategy is based off of the 1 hour. All right, so here we have a little ascending triangle, which means upward. All right, and let's get a move to the upside here. This one's pretty obvious, speaks for itself. This move has not happened yet, so here is a prediction that hasn't moved yet. So let's look for this move to the upside, about 34 pips or so. You know, this is a 4 hour chart, but this pair doesn't make that big of moves that I've noticed. It's trendy, but they're slower moves. So at max, like maximum, I would give this 3 days to make its way up there. And that, even then, that's plenty of time for it to get up there. So we should be good there. So bullish on NZD USD. Once again, it was an ascending triangle. Let me go ahead and let's take a look here. Actually, where should we be headed to? Obviously, we want to move to the upside. You know, actually, just looking here makes you want to kind of into the 7.2 area, 7.24s area, possibly up here. Could be interesting. So anywhere kind of in, I could kind of range it. You know, support and resistance is never an exact price, but less a range. So let's go ahead and kind of within that area there. So 7.247 areas is where I'm looking for price to be headed here on NZD USD. All right, so we got USD CHF on my list also. Where are we at there? Back down here. All right, now this one was on the 1 hour, not based off my strategy. Once again, this is prices. There was a triangle that I was watching on this pair, but I have not been aware of these moves since I just opened my charts. Wonder if we can still make it happen though. Something like so. Oh man. Looks like we gotta cancel out that triangle. You know, price broke fair amount above there, about 13 pips. I mean, the candle hasn't closed, but it is 156, so it'll probably close above. So unfortunately, we're gonna have to skip over that one, and we'll have to make a future prediction because you know, I was originally looking at this bearish move. It had happened, but I was actually looking for that move up and then back down. But it's the market. So US dollar yen is my very last pair I was looking at. It's somewhere down here. Here we are. Don't look at that. Wow, big move there too as well. I have not looked at news today also, so bear with me on there. But I was bullish here, so technically I would have been right. This was a falling wedge that I was watching. Was looking like so. This is what I was looking at here. Originally I was looking, let's make this smaller so we can see what's going on here. You can do this two ways. Big picture or like so. I mean, obviously this is more cleaned up, but I was bullish on this pair to begin with. So whatever had happened, whatever came out, or whatever's going on had worked with me, not against me. Price came exactly back up to where I was looking. Back up through here. It's a kind of a key resistance at the moment, past support as well. We can go further back into time here, and it seems to be an excellent level of interest. So price hopped right back up in there. So we were correct there. So ultimately, we have a fair share of bearish and bullishness. So that is this Monday's price predictions. Go ahead and see how they play out. Set them up on your charts if you want and see how it works out. Do whatever you want, or maybe you weren't too sure where price was headed. Maybe you have a little bit of a clue now. So I will see you guys next Monday. Thank you very much.